So you had mentioned, I think you said you had been, were you a divorce attorney for 40 years or just 40 years as an attorney? I couldn't.
41 years as an attorney, the
Mhm.
last 20 almost exclusively as a divorce attorney and a criminal attorney.
Okay. And what was impressive is usually when we think of divorce attorneys, usually they themselves are divorced, but
Many times.
you've been married 41 years to the same woman. And that was what was
The same woman.
impressive. So you've been
Yes.
been I would say very successfully married all these years despite being a divorce lawyer. I mean, that's exceptional. So I just really wanted to
And
take
she
note
would
of that.
say that we have been married successfully most of the. But yes, we've been married 41 years. We're still happily married most of the time, unless I'm in trouble.
Well, as with most marriages, right? But I mean, that's no small feat, especially in the era we live in. I mean, divorce happens so much more frequently now than it did even, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. It seems like every year it just becomes more and more common, rampant, how whatever adjective you want to use, but it's just more and more common. So it's uncommon for people to stick together the way you and your wife have done. So for me, that's noteworthy, and I think it was worthy of mentioning here. That
Thank you for saying it. We found that adaptability is one of the things that kept us together. We're
well,
able to adapt as each other changes and grow.
absolutely, and I would even go so far as to say probably great communication between the two of you, because communication is the lifeblood of a marriage. Compromising, knowing how
Boy, it
to
is.
compromise in a healthy way. I mean, those are
That's
huge
probably why I
skills.
refer to it as adaptability, because you have to. It's different than compromising in my mind.
Mhm.
We have to adapt to each other as our needs change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. Because yeah, compromise could be misinterpreted. There comes a point where it could be unhealthy. So adaptability maybe is a better term for that. But yeah, absolutely. I did not want that to go unacknowledged during our conversation
Thank
because
you.
that is just it's a tremendous. I just don't even know how to say it. It's rare and so noteworthy.
Thank you
So,
so much.
well, you're welcome. So, as we're getting toward the end of our time together, we always have a random question left by a previous guest. And then I have you leave a random question for our next guest, who we don't really know who the next guest is going to be yet.
I know, and
So,
I have the weirdest question in the world for them.
well, and we like the weird questions. Weird questions work, and we can always adapt as needed. So, the last guest asked the question, if you were able to solve a huge problem for someone who brought you harm, would you do it?
Yes, but it would be difficult. That's the true answer without a facade. It would be difficult because I have trouble forgetting or forgiving, which is weird because I've been married 41 years and, that's constant forgiving and forgetting. So it's weird, but it would be difficult. But I must say, in my career, I have been hired by those. I have actually been hired to solve problems or rescue people that had done me harm.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
did a good job for them. So professionally, the answer would be true, would be absolutely. I was also, as I raised three children, they're adults now. And during the time that I raised them, I was the stereotypical family nerd. I was the coach of the little league and I was at all their practices. So I've coached like 35 different teams of both girls and boys in all sports from hockey and baseball, basketball, you name it, I've coached it. A lot of softball for girls. And during that time, I coached the children of people that had done me harm, and I was every bit as supportive and coaching and as I was with all the other children. So I guess in that aspect, I found no problem at it. I found it is something compelling and requiring. So I don't know what the answer is, but that's the answer.